So we go from 4 to 7. Excuse me. 4, and each one of these divides except for 1, so those 3 become 6, right? And then 1 doesn't divide, giving you 7 cells but 8 nuclei, and that's the embryo set, which I am showing you. Okay. Let's see what else we can find here. This is a pretty good slide. Okay, that's the end of that stuff. That's all the sections on that one. Okay, so that was C. Who did I grab it from? Connor, right? Okay, so let's get C. Yeah, we got that. What this is supposed to show is this stage that we just saw, the second 4-celled stage. Let's see what we find. So far, I'm not seeing it. There looks like a mature embryo sac up there. We'll get to that. Looking for the second 4-celled stage. I don't see it. Probably it's better labeled D, actually. bunch of them that are okay, not great. All right, so let's look at this one, and this is probably an embryo sac. An embryo sac is haploid and represents the what? Megagametophyte. This is the megagametophyte generation, mature. It's the whole thing. 7 cells, 8 nuclei, of which you can see a few of them, not all of them by any means. There's a couple right there. There looks like a central cell right there, and 1 or 2 right there that seem to be missing. So this shows maybe 4 of the 7 cells. And there's another section which shows the cells at the base. This one right here. You can see a couple of the cells up there, and you can see at least one. I think that's the egg right there. Okay, and you can see a hint of the central cell there. It's not the best section I've ever seen by any means, but you can kind of get the idea, and there's good pictures of it in your book. So there it is. And if I ask you what the ploidy level is, you say, and if I ask you what generation it is, you say, gametophyte. Okay. What are these around here? Integuments. Not that hard, right? Okay. Those are integuments. What do those become in the seed? What do they develop into? I won't necessarily say the seed. Seed coat. Good. Yes, the seed coat. And they represent what part of the seed in terms of generations? Parental. Good. Good. So it remains diploid, right? Okay. So the central cell area, what happens to that in fertilization?
Becomes a new cell.
Does
it become a new cell?
It becomes the food, it becomes the endosperm. The nucellus is actually this layer right here. That's the nucellus. Okay, and in angiosperms, it's not that important. It's much more important in gymnosperms because that's what becomes the food in gymnosperms. Remember, the nucellus is fairly large in a gymnosperm. It gets absorbed to make the food. Here, it's kind of superfluous. It's the central cell, which is triploid, right? Well, when it's fertilized, it becomes triploid because the central cell has 2 nuclei. And then a sperm nucleus combines with it, and then that develops into the endosperm. Okay, what happens to the egg cell? Old story, right? Combines with the sperm nucleus to give you the zygote, yeah, which develops into a embryo. And that's, in terms of generations, what is that? It's the what? Next generation, more specifically, next sporophyte generation. Okay. What does the central cell become? I just said it. Endosperm. And it represents what generation? Gametophyte. Yeah, it represents the gametophyte generation.